What's up, faders? It's your boy Johnny here, and before we start the show, I would like to say that Got Faded Japan is changing. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not changing, our theme, two dudes, booze, Japan, and the news. We know you love the news, and we're going to continue with that, of course. However, we want to do something different from time to time. And basically what we want to do is we want to interview cool people who are doing awesome things here in Japan. So if you or anybody you know is doing something really awesome in Japan, and maybe that's a hobby or a job or you're starting a company or whatever, contact Got Faded Japan at Instagram. Go to our Instagram and just send us a message, and we love to have you on the show because there's nothing more awesome than hanging out with cool people who are doing awesome things here in Japan. So yes, definitely contact us, and we'll definitely see you soon. All right, without further ado, enjoy the show.
Got Faded Japan!
Telling me on business, I'm all about my business, but I ain't got no briefcase, yeah, all I got's some whiskey, open and the whiskey, bring it to you. Yeah, I'm leaning up against the door, and my feet stuck to the floor, and we're messing on the go, yeah, I've been in before, I'm a broken man, needing remedial lands, I'm all about my business.
What's up, faders? Welcome to yet another action-packed episode of Got Faded Japan, and I am your host, Johnny. And as you fine folks know, Got Faded Japan is about two dudes, booze, Japan, and the news. And in this episode, we do not disappoint. Because in this episode, faders, we are here with the man, the myth, the legend. We are here with Mathew. Once again, Mathew, welcome to the show, bro.
Hey, Johnny, nice to be back.
Dude, I'm so happy. Dude, faders, Mathew is an awesome guest because he comes with booze. And when I say he comes with booze, not just one bottle, not just two bottles, 3 bottles of some absolutely beautiful Nihonshu. So what we're going to do in this episode is me and Mathew, we're going to talk about podcasting. We're going to break down making events in Japan and the ins and outs of that. And we're also going to sample Nihonshu. We're going to have a Nihonshu sampling.
Word.
So you guys out there know what to buy in maybe on the internet or when you come to Japan or something, you know what to buy, you know what to drink when you go to the next time you go to a sushi restaurant. So yeah. Oh, and I want to say thank you to everybody that's supporting us on Patreon. You guys are super awesome. You guys keep the lights on, and you keep me able to do this show and stuff. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And this is episode number 780. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 780. Yeah, that's a good number.
That's a good number.
That's a good number.
It's got a run to it.
Oh, well.
So should we introduce the Nihonshu?
Yes. I'm done talking. All right, you talk, I'll drink.
All right. So look, we have a little selection here. I will bring these out. So let's start with probably the best known for some people back outside of Japan. This is Dasai 45.
Dasai 45.
Yes, this guy right here.
Boom.
I'll be honest. This one to me is the most like wine. I'm more of a sake like Nihonshu guy myself, but I figured since we're gonna do variety, let's do the variety thing up. So this is our kind of our standard wine like Nihonshu. It's a Junmai Daiginjo. All right, so that's what we got there. And then let's see the next one we got here. Oh, this one's a little bit more unique. What we have here is the Yuki no Bosha, and here get a look at that. Look at that, Yuki no Bosha.
Beautiful label.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And where is it from? What do we have? Yuki no Bosha is Akita Ken. So it's from Akita, so north of here. And we're looking at something that's going to have a little body to it. It's not going to be terribly dry, but it'll be interesting tasting.
Did it say 55%?
No. No. Oh, that's the it's the blend of 16%.
Okay, 16%.
Yeah. No.
I saw it's like
there was
55%. Like, oh my God.
You're gonna be roughed up.
Oh boy.
You're gonna be roughed up.
Oh, thank God I live here. Like,
I'll
podcast.
And then here's one. This is Suige, right? And what I love about Swige. One of the things I like about Swige is the name Swige means drunken whale,
Cool,
which is
right?
that's a great name. Yeah.
That's a great name.
And this one's a dry, this is Katakuchi. So I usually this is one of my more regular, like if I'm popping through the grocery store on my way home and I want Nihonshu to have with dinner, I get Suige, but not this label. So this one is new to me. I'm not always a Katakuchi person, like dry, but I'm curious because I've never seen this Suige before, so I thought we would give it a go.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Well, why do they call it the drunken whale?
That's how you feel after you've been drinking a bottle of it.
I got it. Are you really? Yeah, let's drink a bottle of it. Let's do it.
do what we do.
Let's do it. I'm not driving.
So, what do you feel like, Johnny?
You know what? Why don't we go in order? Let's start off with the Desai.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we'll just go from there.
All right, let's do it. Let me get this
Cool.
open. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, Desai, I mean, Desai is really popular globally.
It
I mean,
is.
it's so popular where like the price has been increasing quite a bit here in Japan and stuff.
It has. You know what? I felt like here, let me pour this for you. I feel like a sommelier.
You
I feel like I am kind of a sommelier today.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I feel like I thought that maybe about 5 years ago
Uh-huh.
we hit that point. Here you go. Let that open up a bit. I felt like 5 years ago we hit. Yeah, I know. It's got a nice. It does smell like a nice polished rice. Kampai.
Kampai.
It hit a kind of high point. It's almost got like it's got a kind of a fruity smell, doesn't it?
It does have a fruity smell.
Oh, that's not bad though. What do you think?
You know, the smell and the taste is similar, but quite different. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's got a slight burn at the back of my throat, but it's not like it's so mild.
Yeah, I will say I haven't had it in a while, and it's kind of nice as a starting point, as a point of reference.
Yeah, no, this is a beautiful Nihonshu. This is absolutely fantastic. My goodness. You know the thing about this?
Tell me.
I don't think I would like to have this with food because I think this is
Yeah.
so beautiful. I just want to drink this by itself, you know?
I think that's a good point. Yeah, I'm a Nihonshu lover. I know you love shochu. And the thing that for me that's like really I dig about Nihonshu is I like Japanese food and I like fermented foods.
Yeah.
Like, like in Japanese, there's all the kind of pickles and,
Like natto and
Yeah.
kimchi and stuff. Yeah.
and it goes really good with Nihonshu, right? But to your point, this is not the kind of Nihonshu that like the flavor is kind of got a complexity that's not really for food.
It is very complex. That's a great word to use. Yeah, I think the flavor. Do you think the flavor? I mean, I haven't had 45 in a while. I usually I try to when I drink Desai, which isn't too often. I go for broke. I go for like 23. I go for like the most expensive one, just because I'm like, if I'm gonna drink this stuff that's already expensive, I'm gonna get the best
good
bottle.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the good stuff.
Can you explain the difference between was it 23, 35, 45? What those numbers mean?
I could, but I'd be giving you a line of bullshit.
Oh, okay. Let me explain it. Okay.
Do you know? Do you know?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, good. Go for it. Go.
Okay,
for it.
okay, cool.
I know a lot about Nihonshu production, but I don't know why Desai numbers them that way and what the significance is.
Okay, so if you look right here at this bottle, this one right here, it says Desai 45, right? So I think a lot of people, when they see that, because it's in English, they might think this is from like 1945 or something, or maybe 45 proof, but that is incorrect. This is called Desai 45 because, all right, when you make Nihonshu, you have a grain of rice, right? And so what they do is they polish the rice all the way down to 45% of that rice is polished away, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of like it's smaller. It's getting closer to the core, right? And so that's what this number means. 45% of the rice, that grain of rice is
perfect
polished.
sense. Yes.
35 is 35%. So like out of like 100, you only have 35% of that rice, right? And the thing is, rice is very interesting because it's it has a lot of different flavors in it. You
Yeah.
know, people think rice tastes like rice, which is true. But the thing is, like a grain of rice before it's made into Nihonshu. Let me take off my phone and keep on getting my watch. Oh, it's technology. But the thing is, like 23 would be 23, like I guess 23% of a piece of rice.
The remaining from the polish down.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's why it's more expensive.
Yeah. So yeah, for the hardcore heads, right? When you get down to further into the core of the rice, the amount of the sugars in the starch are greater.
Yeah.
And for that reason, you get a different quality than when you have the bulk of the outer part of the grain.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. And I didn't know that the number was the percentage. Thank you. I learned something.
Hey, well, we're gonna learn a lot from you today.
Thank you.
So yeah,
I'll
so
see what I can
that's
do.
all I know about Nihonshu. I'm a shochu guy. I love shochu. Oh, I love shochu. But I do love this. This Nihonshu is absolutely beautiful. You know, I'm curious. Like usually when I get like a drink, I'll drink a drink within like 5 minutes. I'm a fast drinker. I talk fast. I think fast. I drink fast. I spend fast. But the thing is, it's just like, I think if we had this open for like maybe like 10, 15 minutes, I wonder if the smell and the taste would be different.
And also, your glass is different than mine, much like wine.
Yeah,
Right?
see.
Like, yeah, I went for a different glass. I think that yes, the it will aerate a little bit. Like if you move it around, it will react a little bit like wine. Yeah, look at that. Nihonshu is kind of interesting. Have you ever been to a Nihonshu factory? Like where and seen like Nihonshu getting made?
I've been to one, but I didn't go inside. They didn't have a tour or anything.
You didn't have
like
a
that.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
So yeah, I was in Niigata, but yeah, I didn't go. I didn't have the tour where I got to see all the cool stuff or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Tell us about your experience.
I was in Miyagi-Ken and
Miyagi Ken.
yes, and I went to the Ichinokura. That's a Nihonshu label. I went to their factory, and they have windows down and a whole tour for people to kind of check out their operation. And
Cool.
the thing that was really made me want to drink Nihonshu wasn't just that I already like Nihonshu. It's that from watching them, you could see like clearly like they have all their different areas and they have the places where they're handling the fermentation and where they go from different phases of the fermentation into the refinement and like seeing how clean that operation was like that factory was sparkling and gorgeous and like as somebody who drinks Nihonshu I was like you know what I don't know that that's my favorite Nihonshu but anything that comes from a factory where they really like make sure the place is super spotless and clean and everything looks so nice. Yeah, man, it was really interesting. And then afterwards, they let you take a couple of tries at different things and,
Really?
yeah, it was fun. It was good. It was good. Actually, I read, the comic Oishimbo? Do you know Oishimbo?
Never read it.
Okay. It's a pretty classic Japanese manga, right? And it's all about food.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a lot of like social statement put into it. In fact, I think the story ended where the main character was affected by radiation from Fukushima Daiichi. And yes, I'm not shitting. And the writer had left Japan and was living in Australia. And this comic had gone, there's even a television show. It had gone, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait, you were here when the earthquake happened, right?
No, actually, I was in New York.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't
We
here.
talked about this the last
No.
time. Yeah. I was here. Yeah.
I wasn't here that point, but I wasn't here much long. It wasn't too much long after that I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a kind of a big statement, and a lot of people were not happy with him. The mangaka because of that, right? Like that was really something that was
too
kind of
controversial.
divisive. Yeah,
Yeah.
and but in earlier episodes, because it ran for like 25, 30 years, right?
Yeah.
And he really gets into food and all kinds of different elements of the food, like where it comes from and how it's sourced. And it's pretty cool. Like there's a love for like cuisine in it. And there was an English language adaptation that collects certain storylines that focus on certain things. And one of them was just about Nihonshu. And,
Really?
yes. There's a whole like collection of, and so that was years ago before I really understood anything about Nihonshu. That was my introduction to understanding like, oh, some of them they actually add some starter to the, to get the alcohol going, and that's the difference between
Yeah, it's called koji.
Yeah, and well, the koji is one part, but then even from the koji, there's like an alcohol starter that gets it stronger faster, so they can get it into production. Yes, and
Really?
so that's
Wait, it's
why-
not more sugar? You'd think it'd be more sugar.
well, it is, but it's already started into the process so that it kicks it into high gear. So that's why when you see those like 1 cup ozeki, the 1 cup.
yeah, I know 1 cup. I don't mess with that stuff anymore.
Right, because it's gasoline.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, faders, if you want to get lit quickly on the cheap, 1 cup
cup
is the way to
Osaka.
go. Yeah.
100 yen.
I know. Well, well, not anymore,
Not
but yeah.
anymore.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You see homeless people drinking that and you're just like, man,
Do you get?
If these guys are drinking that, it's got to be good, right?
Oh shit! It's also good for running your car
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, it
and
does.
cleaning the paint off your brushes.
Off
That will
your
definitely.
Oh my god. You got cavities? Hey, just drink this. Yeah.
Totally.
You won't even have teeth. Oh my god, but this stuff right here is quite the opposite.
No,
This stuff
yeah.
right here decide. Now, I was thinking before this podcast, maybe we should like gauge these like 1 through 10.
Mm.
But I think all of these are going to be absolutely beautiful. So let's not gauge these. Let's just talk about the flavors, the
Sure.
textures, the mouthfeel,
All right.
the smell.
I got an idea. So we started with this, right?
Uh-huh.
And since you said the first thing that you mentioned was like this doesn't really go with food,
It
right?
doesn't. No, this is too beautiful.
So okay, each time I want you to
But-
think,
But-
but I want you, so when we get to the next one, I want you to think about the flavor and what you think it would go with.
Okay.
So
all
you're
right.
gonna play a little creativity game in your brain.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay, so basically when I drink it, I'm gonna have to think about
Think
what
about-
food does it go with?
Yes.
Like maybe like steak or chicken
Yep.
or okonomiyaki or
Yep.
sushi, sashimi.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it.
Grilled fish, raw fish, vegetables,
Oh,
whatever.
you're making me hungry, man. Oh man. Dude, you want to hear something about food? Oh
Tell
gosh.
me.
Since we're drinking, oh my gosh. One of my favorite Hokke restaurants, like izakayas, closed in Shibuya. It was this place that was right by the Mega Don Quixote. It was right down the street from there, right? Right, kind of like on the corner and stuff that really that led down to like Dogenzaka.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's like this kind of like this like underground little, not underground, but literally underground and stuff, izakaya that had the freshest Hokke. It was so big. I mean, it was so fresh. It could talk to you. It was so amazing. Oh my God. And I had a friend that was visiting from Amsterdam recently, and I was like, you got to go to this restaurant. They get the best Hokke. You're going to love this place. It's so fantastic. I was hyping the hell out of this place.
Oh, no.
I'm like, we got to go. We
know
we
this.
go there, and it's like this trendy kind of touristy kind of izakaya that's full of like just like, like really small, cheap, very expensive, but cheaply made Japanese food and stuff.
yeah.
And I was like, oh no, it's a tourist trap izakaya now. Oh my God. I don't know where to get good Hokke now. I don't know what to do. That was my Hokke place. Oh, yeah, but anyway, that's my Hokke story. Sorry, we're talking about food. Oh, jeez.
Damn. Hokke. What fish is Hokke in English?
Cut?
Is
Is
it?
it cut?
No. That's
It's not bass, is it?
no, that's Suzuki.
Bass. No.
Yeah. That's Suzuki. Hokke wa nani? Wow.
Shiranai.
Yeah, I don't know. Shiranai.
Shiranai on it.
It's a white meat fish though.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's good.
Oh my God. It's good unless it's bad. Bad Hokke is the worst. When it's all dry and meaty and you're like, oh my God, is this jerky? Oh,
Yeah.
oh gosh. Sorry to interrupt you, man. Sorry,
that's all
sorry.
right.
Alcohol,
That's all right.
it gets me talking.
That's all right. So, what else has been going on with you, man? I haven't seen you. I saw you. Art Tank was the last time I saw you.
I saw you at Tokyo Art Tank and
We talked, but I haven't seen you since then.
yeah, no. And I wanted to talk to you more at Tokyo Art Tank, but as I said before and stuff, there's like a million people there. I'm taking care of sales and I'm taking care of a lot of people and stuff. Oh gosh, and I'm doing it again in a couple of months. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Tokyo Art Tank number 14 is going to be from November 17th to the 23rd. It's June, and I've already booked all the artists.
You already did. Oh wow.
Dude, I've already booked all the artists. I've already booked all the DJs. I haven't booked the bands. I've booked half the filmmakers. I've booked the yoga instructors. I've booked, because the thing is, everybody's contacting me.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
contacted. Just like earlier today and stuff. I had a couple of artists send me like their portfolios and stuff, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I've got 2 Tokyo Art Tanks in a year, but I'm at the point where I'm like, should I have 3? Should I have 3? Because I could have 3. There would be no. It would be a big problem.
Okay.
Dude, my stress is out of my mind. Dude, here, let me give you some of this, and
sure.
we're gonna
Give me-
kill that.
yeah,
Everybody.
let's do it.
My cup is like way. Look at these cups.
It's my fault. I totally loaded you up on that one.
No. Yeah, you're trying to get me drunk, huh?
Yeah, taking advantage.
You want all my secrets?
All
Sorry.
the secrets.
Yeah. The real secret is paying gold coin. Forget about Bitcoin, gold coin. Remember gold coin?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin came out, and all of a sudden there's like gold coin, and all these stupid. I run live on YouTube. Watch your
You gotta
mouth.
watch your language.
Sorry, guys. Family friendly.
You got 3 of the letters out, but not the 4.
All those friendly people like stopped investing in whatchamacallit, Bitcoin and went to gold coin and lost all their money. I had friends. We did this podcast here. There's like these two guys. One became super rich because of Bitcoin. The other guy didn't. And I interviewed these guys on Got Faded Japan when the whole Bitcoin thing just kind of happened and stuff, like way back in the day. Oh my God. They were talking about gold coins. Like, Johnny, you got to get into gold coin. Gold coin just came out the other day. That's what you got to get. You got to get this digital wallet. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. I like gold, but I don't know about this gold coin. If you can't touch the gold, I don't get it. They're like, no, Johnny, you don't get it. You're an idiot. I'm like, I guess I'm an idiot. Who's the idiot now, you friendly people?
So before I lived here, going back to the time when the earthquake happened, right? I was art directing at a game studio, and a good buddy of mine
That's
who I
right.
worked with, a good buddy of mine who I work with there, who's a programmer, and I was doing art and design with him, and he at that time, this is before the earthquake, right? So
2011. Well, it happened in
11.
2011, so
Yeah.
2010.
So around that time, he was already starting to talk about Bitcoin. He was like at
Back
that point,
then?
yes. Like
No
whenever
way.
whenever this was first kind of getting going, he was. So now let me fast forward this story, right?
Uh-oh.
So he was talking about it then, and he was real chill, and I was like, man, he would tell me like, yo, you don't need that much money. Just like put a little in and see what happens. Look, if you only put a little in, you're not going to lose that much anyhow. Well, let's fast forward. So I came to Japan 2013, and since that point in time, I hadn't gone back to the United States until 2022 and 23.
That's right. Yeah.
So while I was there, I stopped off in New York and I have lunch with my old colleagues, right? And we're having lunch, and he says, "Hey, listen, after lunch, if you're, I had to go run an errand, and if you're still, we're in Manhattan." He said, "If you come by my place," and our other friend was like, "Yeah, all right, I'll join you guys there at about 3 o'clock." And so we finished lunch, and I go to meet him at his place, and it's over by the United Nations building, and it's where all these beautiful old skyscrapers, like the real old ones, are, right?
Like the Empire State Building.
Like, well, yeah, but before, predating the Empire State Building, right?
Really?
Like the ones with gargoyles, you know?
No.
Yeah. And so I meet him there, and he meets me in the front of the building, and he's like, "Come on in." And there's a doorman, and we go in, and this is one of those buildings that I lived in New York for a long time. I walked by this building, and I was always like, wow, who are the rich people that live in this building, you know? And we go in the building, and we get in the building, and he pushes the penthouse floor, and he's got his own elevator up to the motherfucking penthouse. Johnny, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I slipped.
It's okay. A slip here and there is okay. Actually, to be honest, I don't care. But since we're on YouTube and stuff, but I don't know. I don't get paid from YouTube, so fuck them. Oh, dude, I just lost another sponsor.
I know. There you go.
Oh, so there's Hulu and YouTube. I'm on everybody's list today, except for Desai. They love me.
I know. Well, we did talk them up. It is a tasty nihonshu. I'm enjoying it quite a lot.
Gosh, I know. Oh my God.
So we go up, and when I tell you, he's got like, there must be only 4 units that are penthouses in this building. And from one side, you can see the United Nations building, and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's not a huge space, but it's beautiful. And the bedroom is literally elevated on a pedestal, and there is a quarter of the building available as like terrace space. And like, no kidding, there are gargoyles out on his terrace, and he's like growing a garden out there. And like, I am not kidding you.
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you, man.
And
yeah.
I was very happy for him, like he was right. He was right.
Just a little money.
Yep.
Yep. What's that called? FOMO? Fear of missing out?
Missing out.
Yeah. Well, we all missed out on Bitcoin. Yeah, but the thing is, in Japan, we can't really invest in Bitcoin.
No.
Yeah, because the taxes here are just ridiculous. They take like 50 to 60%,
Yeah.
So if you get $1 million, like, I got $1 million. No, you don't. You have maybe $400,000. But then
20 or something. Yeah.
But then if you have to pay, I don't know. Like, I have to pay American taxes.
Yeah, you got to pay American taxes too.
You do have to pay American, and then they take.
Technically, it depends. That depends on if you
I do pay American taxes.
Yeah, you didn't switch your citizenship over.
No, I'm not Japanese. Dude, do you know how ridiculous that'd be? If like if I go to America and they're like, "What's your nationality?" I'm like, "I'm Japanese."
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, look, it's an option.
Are you Japanese?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Can I sing? Okay. Let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah, I like this. I hope this is nice hypotheticals. All right, what do we got?
I don't want to say
Suppositionally.
racist or anything. Okay. I've been living in Japan for like over half my life.
Yeah, you've been here longer than me.
Yeah, since like pretty much like the late 90s. Now
Mm-hmm.
the thing is though, if I do now I'm not, but if I did switch my Japanese my nationality over to Japanese and I had a Japanese passport, I mean I already have like a Japanese ID, the gaijin card. I've already got my driver's license.
Sure,
and
that's good.
My I got all the cards and stuff. I got all the identity and stuff like that. But if I switch my nationality over, could I be Japanese? Where basically I could say, "Oh, I'm Japanese."
Well, you're
Because
national,
technically,
right? Or
I would be nationally Japanese.
right.
But would that be racist
naturalized.
if I said I was Japanese? If
No.
I'm like, I'm Japanese. And you're like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am.
There's a distinction, though. You're not ethnically Japanese, but you're a
Yes.
Japanese citizen.
There you go, right? So
You're a
say
citizen.
I'm Japanese.
Well, you could because you're a Japanese citizen.
Yeah, because I got friends that are Japanese that which called all right. When I went to college, like half my friends, not half, but a lot of my friends are Japanese. I had two
Yeah.
Japanese roommates,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And a lot of like these friends of mine got married, and now they're American. So if I ask them if they're like, I'm like, what are you? They'd probably say American.
I don't know. I can't speak for them. I can't speak for them.
Okay.
But I will tell you this, right? Technically, that's what happens when you have something that is both a national identity, right? So there's a national component to it, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the ethnic component of being Japanese. Like here's an example. Like you could be Jewish. I'm Jewish, right?
Yeah.
So but that doesn't mean that I'm Israeli, right? Like I'm from Miami Beach. What do I know about Israel? I never even been. So I don't even well, that's a whole separate. There's a whole loaded bunch of things.
Got it.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into politics.
Yeah.
Not
Let's
after
not
I read
get. Yeah, we've already pissed off YouTube and Hulu. Let's not get bombed by.
No.
I know.
No. I read the news this morning and
It's
stuff,
not- yeah.
dude. Yeah, this is the last show of Got Faded Japan. Sayonara. Anyway,
Now we're here in Japan, where you could be born in Japan and you're a Japanese naturalized citizen.
Yeah.
Right. And not be ethnically Japanese.
but could you say you're Japanese? Like, well, what if
That depends. How do you define it?
Oh, so no. Oh, you mean like how do I define it, or
Yeah.
how do you like people define it? Okay, now I got what you're saying.
Right? Because
so it's
there's two ways that you could be defined as Japanese.
It's a personal thing, huh?
I mean, isn't everything a personal thing?
Guess so.
Yo, it's good to see you, bro.
No, so basically, I mean, this is a whole hypothetical, of course.
Mm.
But the thing is, if I said, okay, all right, okay, so let's say if I change my nationality to Japanese and stuff, and if somebody said like a Japanese joke in front of me, and I say, hey, I'm offended, and they're like, why are you offended? I'm like, because I'm Japanese, and they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, then pull out my passport or something. I don't. That's
You could.
ridiculous. That's a ridiculous situation.
But okay. The question then is like, what makes somebody Japanese? Is it because they're ethnically Japanese, or because they are born in the country and recognized as a citizen?
Well, think about America and stuff. It's like the same thing. Like people come to America all the time and stuff. That their parents, they're like second generation.
All right. So then, at what point in
Oh my
time?
God, my brain is.
Am I cracking your skull?
No, I think we drink too much of this to decide.
Well, it's time to move on.
Yes, it is. But okay. You know what? You know what's going to happen, and I know this has happened before, you motherfuckers.
Oh,
So I know we can swear. I don't care. But the thing is though. We're talking about some completely wild situations.
We are.
Completely bizarre stories.
That's
You know
true.
what's going to happen?
What's gonna happen?
You're going to watch a movie or a drama or something on like YouTube or whatever, and you're going to have somebody like in the movie have this conversation. You're like, wait a second. I had that conversation with
echo.
Donnie on the podcast.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to watch this and listen to this, and this is going to be a debate somewhere, or this is going to be like part of like a movie or something like that. Do you know how many times I've heard that? I said this one thing one time. I was talking to this one guy a long time about how to be successful. And I said, well, the best thing about being successful is that the most important thing about being to be successful is that you got to fail. You got to fail as much as you can. So I highly recommend that everybody in the world just fails fast. The
Yeah.
faster you fail, go for it.
Yeah.
And I said that. And then like maybe like it was like 6 months later. I'm listening to this podcast where they're talking about inspiration. This guy's like, "Yeah, you got to fail fast." I'm like, oh, "That's exactly what I said." So this insane conversation that we're having that is completely bananas is going to wind up in a movie or something. I swear to God. Yeah, we should get a percentage of that.
Can we? How do we? We have to have some kind of
Copyright this podcast.
Right, exactly.
Can you?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter though, but can you?
We need to talk to an intellectual property lawyer about that.
Oh gosh, my lawyer's a criminal lawyer.
And he's actual criminal. It's not that he represents criminals.
His name is Sal. Oh gosh. So all right, we get this. All right, so let's do the next Nihonshu.
Are we going?
And after that, I want to know. All right, so you asked
Sure.
me about my events.
Yeah.
And then we got completely sidetracked.
We did. That's natural conversation.
Yeah, that's just how it happens. But I want to know about your events coming up because from what I hear around town, you are doing some magical things here in Japan. Some things that people here in the city are talking about and stuff. I'm hearing these, speaking of like waves and stuff, I'm hearing waves from people and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is Matthew doing? So let's get into this and let's get into
All right,
that.
Finish
Oh,
that.
gosh.
Yeah, finish that sip. Take that down. All right. So we're gonna get. We mentioned earlier. So the next one is suige, and we're going a totally different direction. This is going to be a very different flavor, my friend.
Oh my goodness. So I got to think of the food, right?
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Oh
All right.
my gosh.
Look, I'm a little more gentle with my pour that time. Give it a smell.
Oh, it is dry.
Oh yeah, it's way different. But it's not smack you in the face dry.
No.
And laugh at you with a chuckle. Oh, that's good too.
I'm hard to place. I'm hard to place. It's hard to place the smell. What do you think?
I don't know.
It's like a new car smell.
It's fresh.
Do you
It's
get
got
that?
a freshness. Yeah.
Like when you get in a car for the first time, it's got that smell where you're like, oh wow, it's a new car.
It does have a fresh thing to it. It's very clean tasting.
Yes. Or well, it smells clean. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give it a go.
What do you think?
Oh, it's warm. And it is. It's really dry. This has more of like a white wine, a dry white wine kind of taste to it.
Yeah, it's not as full as that Dasai is, right?
Yeah, Desai is more full-bodied.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Desai is like not heavy, but it's heavier than this. This is, I mean, yeah, night and day. Even though, I mean, the one thing about Nihonshu is they look the same. Actually, this one's got some bubbles, but that just might be
I think it's
the
your class.
color.
No, well, this one's a little bit clearer. I do think this one's a little bit more. This one's definitely really pretty. It's got a clean thing going on.
Hmm. And this is the Drunken Whale. This is a
Yeah.
really, really nice Nihonshu.
Yeah, I like it usually, but the grocery store label is different than the one that we got.
So let's show the audience watching us on YouTube the label. So this right here is the image of the drunken whale. Funny, it doesn't really look that drunk. You know, I would think if it was a drunken whale, it would be upside down. Yeah, it's like, ah. You know?
It would have various problems if it was upside down.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, they're
do-
mammals.
They are mammals. So this is Junmai Ginjo. And let's see, what can we tell people about Suige? So Suige comes from, what are we looking here?
Well, what percentage is it?
Yeah, Suige is, you're looking at 16%, so it's a little
Wow.
bit stronger. Yeah, it's a little
Wow.
bit stronger.
What's the strongest Nihonshu you've ever had?
That's a good question. I don't generally take, you know what, my friend, when I have Nihonshu, I don't generally consider how strong it is. I consider the taste before.
Okay, I've made that mistake so many times with beer. Yeah.
Beer is because beer, you're chugging it, right? And Nihonshu, well, yeah.
Kind of, but the thing is for me and stuff, you know.
Are you a beer drinker generally?
Yeah. When I go out and stuff, I drink beer. You know, beer or gin and tonics, you know. I mean, at home, if I'm drinking, I don't drink that much at home, and not as much as I used to. But if I do drink at home, I like to drink a shochu. Like I had a shochu the other day. It was absolutely fantastic. If you go to the Instagram, you'll see the image of it is called Oni, like demon.
Yeah.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But the thing is though, sometimes I go to craft beer places. Like one of my
There's one that's right over here, back by the Eki, by the station.
oh yeah, there's a tap room which is really nice, and then there's coasters.
Yeah, though both of yeah, there are two over
Yeah,
there. Right.
I was at coasters the other day and stuff. And the thing
That's
is like
fair, yeah.
I here's a funny thing. I went to Coasters last night and I think I had 4 pints, right? And the thing is like I can drink 4 pints, no problem. You know, if you have dinner and you have 4 pints, piece of cake. I mean, you feel a buzz, but you're not wasted. Dude, I drank 4 pints and the beer was so delicious. It was so amazing. It was like the most beautiful beer. But I was like, holy smokes, I'm pretty drunk right now.
Yeah.
I just had 4 pints. That's nothing, right? And then I looked at the menu on the wall and stuff. Yeah, it was like fucking 13%. I was like, dude, that's like drinking like 10 pints.
So wait, okay. I have a question. Did
Yeah.
you, when you were growing up in the States, was
Yeah.
beer like, hanging out with everybody having a beer? Was that like a thing?
I lived in San Francisco. People didn't really drink beer that much.
I know. I'm from Miami. Like this, like beer drinking was not necessary. I mean, I knew people, but yeah, I'm with you. Like I didn't have that beer drinking culture thing.
I never really drank. I mean, of course I drank, like, I mean, I was a DJ, when I was a DJ,
Sure.
but I would have like all sorts of weird drinks. Like, I think my drink back then, when I was like 22 years old and DJing and shit, I think my drink was like, was it a rum and Coke? Yeah, I used
Was
to get
your
a rum and Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never get that now, but back then, it's just so much sugar, man.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my God.
can't fuck with that now.
I get cavities.
I know.
But back then I would drink rum and Cokes,
Yeah.
And that or maybe a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah,
which is
yes.
another drink I would never
Yes,
get now.
not in a fucking million years.
Dude, if I was at a bar and my friend's like, yo, you want to get a Long Island iced tea? I'd be like, hell no.
I got shit to do tomorrow.
I
Come on.
got shit to do next week. Oh my God,
For
dude.
real. For real.
So yeah. So now, but
And also in the 90s, Long Island iced tea was a thing, like back at that time.
yeah, well
I think
maybe.
that's we live in Japan. People don't drink Long Island iced teas here, but and I wonder if people drink LITs back in the US now. Is that still a thing? Only if you hang out at like Bennigan's and Fridays.
Bennigan's, yeah. Yeah.
If you,
Yeah,
if you-
yeah, that's true.
If like Applebee's is your like hangout place of choice, is that where you're? I think we've just lost some more sponsors, Johnny.
No. We gain respect. We gain respect at this point. We gain sponsors. Yeah. Hulu's like, okay, we're back in the game. All right, but
I did watch a fantastic. Speaking of this, okay, back to design.
okay.
All right, and events and more of our area of.
I want to know about your.
I know. We're getting okay. We're
We'll
gonna get there.
We'll
All
get
right,
to
all
that.
right, all right.
This Nihonshu right here is absolutely brilliant, by the way. Absolutely fantastic.
I'm glad. Wow, I'm glad you like it,
Dude,
I'm glad you like it.
Dude, this guy right here is a Nihonshu guy. Whatever he recommends is absolutely fantastic. Everybody knows this. So when he's got 3 bottles of Nihonshu, they're going to be 10s.
All right. So I was going to talk about the fern bar thing. About fern bars. That's an expression, right? I love.
I don't know Fern Bar.
Okay, you do because TGI Fridays comes from, there's this whole thing in San Francisco especially.
What?
Yes, back in the 1960s when bars were trying to appeal to young professionals to come as a place to hang out and meet for dates. But the way that bars were back then was like saloon style, right? There was no idea of having a bar as a location. Well, I guess this does fit into both of kind of the rapport of things that we're about as like in hosting events and getting people together and communication and connection.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was hard to get women to want to come into a bar back in those days, right? Because bars were where men went to drink and smoke cigarettes, and they were saloon
Like the
places.
Flintstones.
Like the Flintstones and like the Old West and it's still into the 1950s or divey bars that were like only questionable folks might have been visiting, right? so the guy who founded TGI Fridays, and then there was one other bar, and I'm trying to remember what was the name of it. It was in San Francisco though. There was
Sizzler?
No, it wasn't Sizzler. It's not. It wasn't a chain. But I think it still operates, and it's still open in San Francisco. So I watched a documentary about this, and what they did was they leaned into a visual representation of the 1890s, right? And there was 1890s, yes, before the 20th century, right?
Okay.
And there was a period then of expansion in the United States and feel-good energy, and industrialization was helping people have better lives. And it's a generalized statement, so there were people who were still living like shit, of course, but so there's an expression called the gay 90s, and it's not gay as in homosexual. It's gay as in like people are living a different quality of life.
The original termage of gay was happy.
Happy, right?
Yeah.
So what was going on was this was the first. This was the start of a retro movement thing, right? There were some other retro movements like Orientalism, and Victorians certainly like medieval things, right? But this was in the 1960s. This was a way to kind of create a friendly, fun atmosphere, and you would put up things like relics from just before World War I, and costumes and clothes and instruments, and decorate with that, and put in the ferns because the ferns had a lively, energetic quality to them, and they wanted to make the spaces feel more inviting and more interesting and more curated, right? So yeah, exactly. Doesn't that sound like a TGI Fridays?
Yeah.
So then those places are called fern bars.
Because they had
Ferns in them. Yes.
That's where they came from.
Yep.
Wow. We are learning a lot on Got Faded Japan. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I'm fascinated by interior design and spaces that are set up for human interaction.
Oh my God, dude. Fucking high five on that, dude. Yo, get this. The last time I was in America, my cousin loves to drink, right? He's a fader. Cousin Chris has been on the Got Faded Japan several times. Go back and check him out. Cousin Chris, what up? But recently, since the last time I was in America and stuff, and I was hanging out with him, he was so balls deep into tiki drinks.
Oh yeah, that's like a whole movement too. Sure.
He was so into tiki drinks.
Sure.
So when I met him and stuff, the last time I went over to his house, he's like, "Yo, man, I got this recipe for this tiki drink, and I bought this book." And so he's talking to me about tiki drinks. And for me, I never thought about tiki drinks. I never thought about tiki. I mean, I knew of it, of course, but anyway, I was like, tiki drinks, you're into that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah. And he started explaining tiki drinks to me and stuff, and tiki culture and tiki bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy, And so we had tiki drinks and stuff at his place. We're hanging out and stuff, like in like his backyard. He had a fire and stuff, whatever. And it was absolutely fantastic. And I was like, wow, tiki's pretty cool. And then when I came back to Japan, there's only one tiki bar in Japan.
Yo.
Like one official tiki
Johnny,
bar. It's called.
I think we got to do something about that.
Yeah, that's how I'm into that. And it's called Trader Vic's, right?
Yeah.
But Trader Vic's is like in like a very luxurious hotel, right? And Trader Vic's, if you get a drink, I haven't checked the menu and stuff in like a long time, but it's like one of those places where it's like $5,000 for a drink, 5,000 yen. 5,000 yen.
That's still a lot for a fucking for a drink.
Yeah. You can say fuck, I don't give a shit. But anyway, it's just like, it's crazy expensive. Damn. So the thing is, but tiki bars, like if you go to like LA and like Hawaii and stuff like that, tiki bars are like beach bars and stuff. It's like,
from Miami, of course.
There we go.
So as a designer, as a visual designer, aside from which we didn't get to, organizing and hosting events and being a community organizer.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second. Yeah.
So growing up in South Florida, we had a lot of Miami modern, post-war modernism. So there's also Art Deco, and then there's that whole movement of time after Art Deco, right? Like the 1960s, the 1970s, when tiki was also down south a thing. Talking about fern bars, the opposite side of it is really the tiki bar thing.
Yeah, right? That's my point.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
Loosely.
yeah. No, there's there are certainly lots of tiki bars, the Waikiki Hotel. I mean, all kinds of things that lead back to that in South Florida, even though we're Caribbean and the south part of the Atlantic for the northern hemisphere. But yeah, man, it's there. It's a thing. And there's a lot of design and that influence of design. I have a soft spot for like space age bachelor pad music and like Jetsons Googie design and like
Well, that's different than tiki, but yeah, it's kind of got that weird kind of like 60s feel to it. Well, they're from like the 60s, I guess so. Yeah.
Go-go boots and like, mini skirts and beehives and like all of that kind of shit. And I think we need some of that here in Tokyo.
Awesome Powers kind of jazz.
I think we need I think we need to work on an event, bro.
A tiki event I think would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think
where you take a bar and you kind of like change the interior of the bar to be a tiki bar.
Yeah.
Just for a night. I know a couple of places that'd be perfect for that.
And the Japanese love Hawaii.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's a really good point. Everybody loves Hawaii here.
Everybody loves Hawaii.
Right, Faders, if you didn't know, if you're like overseas or something, right here in Japan, so many people are pissed off because the yen is so weak.
Oh, they can't go to Hawaii anymore.
Exactly.
They can't go. They've been priced out. Yeah,
exactly. People cannot go to Hawaii and they're like, fuck, dude. They're going to fucking Thailand and no, not fucking Thailand, but they're going to Thailand and Guam.
This is too good of an idea. This is a good. Wait, we might have to stop this conversation.
You know what's going to happen? Somebody's going to watch this, and then all of a sudden there's going to be a chain of TGI Friday, like Tiki bars Friday, or something. Yeah. Oh gosh, we're wearing like Hawaiian shirts and shit. God damn it! Or make a movie about two Americans that come to Japan to start a tiki bar.
Oh man,
dude, something happens on a podcast.
I'm even wearing kind of a tiki kind of that period.
I love that shirt, man. That is pretty sweet. What is that? Is this polyester?
Yes, it is.
That is polyester.
It is. Yeah, I know. I have a soft spot for like mid-century American style. I do. Yeah. I think we should do it.
Zombies. Oh God, have you ever had it? You've had a zombie before, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, I have.
Those are some strong drinks. Oh my God. And rum, dude, rum is good. Rum is really good. Yeah, Bacardi, go fuck yourself, man. You got to get the real rum, dude.
No, that's not. God. Yeah, I mean, Bacardi is rum like Jack Daniels is whiskey.
Sure, well, I would say Jim Beam, not Jack Daniels. Gentleman Jack.
Jack is a bourbon, supposedly.
No. Jack Daniels is a straight whiskey. Bourbon is Jim Beam.
Jim Beam is a bourbon?
Yeah, he's from Kentucky. Jack Daniels was from Tennessee.
Yeah. I've been in Gatlinburg in that area. I went to school in Tennessee.
Yeah, so whiskey and tequila and some of these drinks are really weird because it's about like location.
Sure.
Like tequila is actually like it's a drink from a certain area of Mexico and stuff, and anything outside of that is a mezcal. And
the same thing of tequila. There's a state called Tequila in Mexico.
There's a state. Well, that's probably where it's from. I can call my dad or my brother.
Champagne works that way too.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Oh yeah. Not half my family, but like my dad, my stepbrother, my stepsister, and all their kids are in Mexico.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So,
if I wasn't here, honestly, if I wasn't living in Japan, I think I would want to live in Mexico City if I wasn't living in Tokyo.
Mexico City?
Mexico City.
Like the actual city, Mexico City?
Yeah, Mexico City is amazing. I love Mexico City.
No, Mexico City is awesome, but yeah, I want to live kind of like in the outskirts, like Puebla or something.
Yeah, Puebla's all right. Puebla, yeah. But like Oaxaca's interesting too. But Mexico City, there's more museums and bookstores per capita in Mexico City than in any other major city in the world.
Didn't know that. I'm going to Mexico City tomorrow.
Yeah, Mexico City's a pretty sophisticated place. I think I felt when I was there, which wasn't that long ago, back when I was, when I went to the United States, I went down to Mexico City with a friend, and she had work to do, and she wanted me to see the city, and I was blown away. And I had studied pre-Columbian Mexican art history, so I had a context to it that I brought with me.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing. If I was in any other city than Tokyo, Mexico City would be the place that I would be at.
No kidding. Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? I guess I got to go there with like a friend.
Yeah, you got to go. You need context.
Yeah, I guess that
context is important.
You're right. it's like Europe and stuff. I went to Europe. I've been to Europe like God, I don't know how many times, like a lot of times and stuff for like business and stuff, for like the live painting or whatever. And every time I went there, I had like a manager or somebody that was taking care of me and stuff like that. And they showed me like the real Berlin, the real Greece, the real this and the real that stuff. And I absolutely loved it. But if I didn't go there with them, I might have not liked it as much.
No, you wouldn't have. There's a really interesting study about this, a sociological study.
Yeah.
People's impressions of the places that they go when they're on vacation or traveling are more influenced by the connections that they make when they are there than the specific physicalities of the experience itself. So you can go to a third world country and it could be rough as could be, right?
Yeah.
But if you go and you meet interesting people and you make good connections, your impression and the way that affects you will impress your memory of that place and leave a really profound impression for you that maybe you have the same experience in a different country, but you don't make those connections. And suddenly all the things like the dirty water and the noisy streets and all of those things hit you in a different way and leaves you with a bad impression of the country.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It makes all the difference in the world.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. I never thought, I mean, maybe I did, but I never really thought deeply about that. But yeah. When I go to Thailand, well, I haven't been to Thailand in years, but when my wife and I would go to Thailand, we've got friends.
Yeah.
We've got really great close friends that live in Thailand and stuff. So we meet up with them and stuff, and then they show us to all these places and take all these places. And of course, we're tourists and we go there and stuff, but still, they're showing us all this like wonderful, like really cool bars and places. And we have like the best of times. We go to the best of restaurants and stuff, So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But if we went to Thailand, we didn't know anything and stuff.
Right.
We take like a tuk-tuk to like, I don't know, like the night market and get like our pockets picked or some shit.
Totally.
Get bitten by a stray dog or some shit.
Totally.
I don't know. I mean, fucking Thailand can get rough,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I love Thailand. Thailand's in my heart. I love you, Thailand. Mwah.
Yeah, see, that's exactly it. We have these places that we make connections with. And I mean, I think that's probably why you and I both have a connection here in Tokyo because of all of the people and the network and how that kind of branches out for us and creates a real, a life and all of that. Yeah.
Speaking of
I know
branching out.
That's why I was trying to segue. Segueing. I lost the last few words on the segue, but I was working it in there.
Branching out. So now, finally, I want to hear about your events and the magic that you're making here in Tokyo.
So last time I was here, I was talking about I had pretty much been a couple months into starting Tokyo Game Bridge.
Yes.
And Tokyo Game Bridge is going strong.
Okay. Very quickly, talk about Tokyo Game Bridge for anybody that's watching this episode for the first time.
Okay. Tokyo Game Bridge is an organization that I chair and co-founded, and it is all about bringing innovation and connection to the game industry and people in the game industry to create the most creative and amazing game experiences possible. And so we create events and we help foster community, and there are foreigners and there are domestic folks, and we want to connect people. And often, for example, in my industry, in the game industry, there's a lot of disconnect, whether you're in the business side or the marketing side or the publishing side or the development side. And the goal is that for here in Tokyo, we're helping to bridge that and to connect the different cultures and connect the different components of the industry together to create a more cohesive and innovative game industry here in Tokyo. So that's what Tokyo Game Bridge is about. And it doesn't just include Tokyo. There are people who are interested in Japan. There are people who love games around the world, and we want them to see and to feel excited about the possibilities and the imagination and the creativity that is part of what we do and what we can give to them and the joy that games bring to people's lives.
Boom.
There's a mission statement.
That's it. That's the elevator pitch.
Yeah, there's the elevator pitch. So.
Okay, moving forward.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So tell me what's going on.
Yeah. So one thing that our main initiative is making sure that we're doing events on a regular basis. And every month we have different events. And those events focus on a couple of different areas. One of them is exhibits and things about artifacts for game making. So it could be the art of games, it could be the sound and music of games, it could be looking at key art and promotional materials for games and putting that out in a space where people can look at it and come and interact, like a gallery or even at a bar where we've got people DJing music from games, which is actually what we did last month. Yeah, so that's one leg of what we're doing. The other leg of what we're doing is every second month is that we are having community link ups. And what the community link ups do is either our first one, we brought in all different game association groups together in Tokyo to talk about what their different corners of the market are and what they're doing and how they're helping, and so that we could start connecting our members and their members and creating, like what our name is, Tokyo Game Bridge, a bridge between different organizations and factions within the industry here in Tokyo. The next leg is that we do craft related stuff. So we do game jams and we do other things that involve creativity. So on those months, we'll do something like our last one was called Game Craft Paper Jam. And we had a paper prototyping game jam for 2 hours. And the people who came made teams, and the teams had to come up with a game design, and in that 2 hours put that game design together in paper, only paper, no digital, just work out the ideas and put it together as a pitch.
Wow.
And then they had to pitch the idea, and then everybody got a vote, and they voted on who was the best game, and the best game won the event, and the best game did win the event in this case. And there was some pretty good ideas. Everybody had a really good idea. Everything was interesting. It was a lot of fun. And we'll definitely be doing that again. And then the third part is that we do demos and teardowns. So people who are working on their games come and bring their games and show their games off and talk about it and let their colleagues come and test things out and take a look and take positive feedback. Our intention is not to be cruel to one another.
Yeah,
it's to to show off what we're doing and to field good and informative feedback. So that's the fourth leg of what we're doing. So we have a kind of construction of our monthly events for our core members that way. And then now here's the other part, Johnny.
Oh my God, Matthew, dude. I can't even imagine the amount of stress you're dealing with.
So wait. So then,
wow.
To appeal to because there's so many inbound travelers to Tokyo right now, and there's people that want to who would love the experience of getting to play games here in Tokyo with like real game creators. We are starting to have a middle month event that is really much more focused around a kind of a party vibe.
Cool.
And having a DJ there and having music there and having people come and demo a couple of games and allowing local folks and travelers, international people all come together in a place where there could be a mixed culture environment and like have fun and bring that to people instead of just like you go to the Steam store, you go to the Google Play or the Google store, the Apple, the Apple App Store, whichever app store. Forget all the app stores. I'm not going to talk too much trash, but we want to have it be more of a direct person-to-person connection because it's the same thing. When we experience art, when we experience things with other people, it impacts us in a way that is different than if you're just sitting at home or you're just sitting on your device and doing it. And so and for the same thing in reverse, for the creators, getting to see people that are not just other game developers doing stuff and trying their games out and what their impression of those experiences are is really valuable to them. And so that part has been a big key. And so we want to expand on that experience for folks. And also like, that's a place like you have a Patreon. Mm-hmm. We need donors and supporters. I've been doing all of this out of sweat equity and out of my own, I got no operating budget and I've been doing events every month.
Wow.
And I'm doing it all like,
you need a Patreon.
Yeah. Like, and with that, putting that all together. Okay. So.
Wow, that's a lot to lay on me, dude. Holy smokes.
I know.
There are like a million questions that I have. Oh my gosh. First off, before I even ask a question, I gotta say, man, hats off to you to
Thank
doing something so positive to the community here in Japan and stuff, for like people who are interested in games, who love games, who play games. Which let's be honest, faders, is all of us.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have a game on their iPhone, right?
Right. Exactly.
So
exactly.
And who doesn't like to play? I mean, all right. I know a lot of you don't play board games, but I love board games.
Board games are included.
Board games are awesome. Yeah,
Board
like,
games, card games, tabletop games, role playing games.
But the thing is, though, when you were talking about like making a game, and then seeing who had the best game, that right there was like a board game. You know, that was basically a group board game, or like people are working together, they're communicating, they're sharing ideas and stuff. They're trying to do the best game that they can, and then boom, they battle like another team and stuff. That right there is like a huge group. Like that's almost like what's that thing, LARPing or something? But it's like real life LARPing, but it's not LARPing where you're dressed up like Princess Leia or some shit. It's like LARPing where you're basically using your. Is it like LARPing? I don't know. I'm kind of drunk right now.
That's okay. No,
This is 15%, man. Don't worry, it's like coming out of my mouth. I just don't see them.
but it makes sense because in a way it is like LARPing. When we did that event, each of those teams kind of became like a little game studio, right? In that time.
Like that. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I got you. I follow where you're going with it.
Yeah. But I thought that is absolutely fantastic and absolutely fascinating. I think like what you're doing to like the community here in Japan is absolutely very positive, very cool, and I think that it can lead to like a million different things. And I know it's really expensive because it's really hard to start something off from like the ground up and stuff. Because the thing is, the first thing you got to spend is time, and time is money, right? If you're not
Sure.
I mean, basically, if you're focusing on this, you're not, working or something, So yeah, you're spending a lot of time doing that, but also it's just like, I mean, you got to get paid, So getting paid is
Getting paid. I got to get paid.
yeah, but
we got
also
to pay
money
bills
for
to
the
pay.
company. Oh yeah, but money for the company so it can expand
Absolutely.
to reinvest.
And we are not a company, right? We're a not-for-profit organization. Right?
There you go. Yeah.
So, but not-for-profit organizations still require revenue to operate, right?
Of course, yeah.
So we look at it like, man, it's unfortunate because of what's going on in the United States, how so many things are losing their investments and like grant writing. But there's still other grants that exist, and we're here in Japan. So fortunately, things are different. But grants are one place. Another place is business-to-business sponsorships. Another place is donors. And then we offer consultation. We're a consultancy in that we help games get to market. We help publishers outside of Japan who are interested in getting games developed here in Japan to their audiences and making those connections happen. And in reverse, helping Japanese developers who want to get to the United States, helping Western companies that want to get stuff into Japan. So having that conversation, and we're kind of uniquely positioned in understanding the difference between, things are branded differently here than they are in the West. The way that it needs to be made, the appeal that needs to be made needs to be nuanced for different sides of the Pacific Ocean. So, we want to help folks on both sides to be able to connect. And because there's so much interest, right? Like there's folks in Japan that are interested in games from the West.
Yeah.
And there's folks in the West that are interested in games from here and over there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
We want to, that's where we're uniquely positioned. And that's one way that, consultancy is one part of our operation for making revenue for the not-for-profit. Yeah. That's another part.
It's a very smart move.
So I'm doing a bunch of different things, bro. And right now I've been doing, since I was here last, I don't think I mentioned this. I don't think I even talked to you about this. Yeah, I've been doing a seminar, and it's for a professional services organization and recruiting operation here. And they contacted me and they wanted me to put something together to talk about game development.
Wow.
So what that is specifically is a compare and contrast series on visual development and the differences between how things are in the United States and the West and how things are here in the East. And it's
regarding games?
Yeah, regarding games.
Culture or
yeah. Oh well, that all of that feeds together, right? Because like think about the difference between The Last of Us and Final Fantasy, right? Or think about like Pokemon and Crash Bandicoot, right? Like these types of games, they're really informed a lot by culture, and the choices are really cultural. However, you know, that interest exists in having fun. So for our audience, what I'm doing is helping break that down and take an analysis.
Yes.
Yeah. And that includes like looking at how the worlds are built, how the characters are designed, how the user interfaces are designed, and importantly, that a lot of people don't even think about who are game developers is the marketing and the branding and the art that goes around that for getting the message out, because how you market something in Japan is different than how you market something in the United States.
Oh, that's for sure.
Right?
That's for sure. Marketing completely different.
Yeah, so these are parts of what I'm working on in regard to making this operation happen and helping connect Japan to the West and the West to Japan.
And you're giving seminars about that.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Before I even came over here and started drinking Nihonshu this afternoon, I was sitting hammering out on PowerPoint, putting on my
That's not fun.
I don't mind, man, because I feel like the responses that it has gotten. I was published a couple times just for doing this series, so I don't mind. I'm glad that people dig it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So wait. All right. That is absolutely awesome. I'm glad that you are making money and you're actually building your company.
I'm working on making money.
Okay, man.
Because this is
working on making money.
Right?
Support the show, Patreon.
Yes, support the show.
Oh my gosh.
You are one of the people, for real. I say this with all seriousness as I open up another bottle of Nihonshu.
Oh my God. I'm so glad it's TGIF.
TGIF.
Speaking of TGIF, thank God it's Friday.
I know. We made a whole circle. There is what you were talking about, bro. You said like something that is going to get said here is going to pop up somewhere else, but we've already made a full circle right here.
Thank you for the second time.
Oh
my gosh. Okay, well, hold on. Make sure there's
okay.
We probably should clean these glasses out. Next time. Okay, so what do we have next?
Next, we have Yuki Nobosha.
Yuki Nobosha.
Yeah, we got some Yuki Nobosha right here, right? And Yuki Nobosha is another Akita Ken. All right, so we're back up north in Japan here, and we're looking at 16%.
Oh my God.
I know. Hanging tight, bro. We rolling. Hanging tight. This is only rice from Japan. Yeah.
Wait, but all of these only have rice from Japan, though.
This one specifically says, no, I can't say that they don't.
Oh my God.
I can only say that in reading this label, that the rice that is coming here is only Japanese rice.
Okay, so
they're making a point of having that on here.
So all the rice that's made, this Nihonshu was made from rice that's only from Japan.
Yeah, and this is a Jumai Ginjo.
Oh boy.
So this is all about purity. All right, let's give this a go. I know, I'm getting a little faded.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, ain't that the name of your show?
Got Fitted Japan. Well, see, the thing is, like, all right, when I started this show with my original co-host, Sean, Got Fitted Japan, we came up with the theme, Two Dudes, Booze, Japan in the News. So the whole thing was basically we'd sit together and we'd drink beers and we'd talk about our weeks, right? And back then we were like super young. We weren't married. And I was a DJ. He was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So we'd always have like all these crazy things that we talk about. Like, how was your last weekend? Dude, last weekend I went to this club and this guy set himself on fire. And then this girl fucking punched this guy and like a bottle threw in that. We had all these crazy stories, right? And then we'd talk about the news, because like then we'd read the weekly news. Two Dudes, Booze, Japan News. And we get completely fucked up and we just like do the show like that. But over time and stuff, things have kind of changed, whatever. And now I don't drink so much. So I never drink this. Well, I can never say never. But I usually don't drink this much on Got Fitted Japan.
But think about Johnny. 780. 780.
Yeah.
Kanpai. Otsukare some of this. Otsukare some of this. Thank you for your hard work.
Oh my God, this smells amazing.
Yeah, this is a whole different. Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait, dude.
This one's a whole different. Yeah, I know. We.
This smells like flowers.
I know. It's got a nice little.
This smells like flowers. I feel like I'm putting my nose into a bouquet of flowers. Oh my God, this
Yeah,
is
Yuki no
absolutely.
Bosha.
I haven't even drank this. What's the name of this again?
Yuki no Bosha.
Yuki no Bosha.
Yeah, Yuki no Bosha.
So what does that mean? That means like wait,
What's the Bosha? I know the Yuki no.
means like snow.
Yes.
Snow from
Bosha.
snow from Bosha.
Yeah, what's Bosha?
I'm gonna say flowers. It's like an old school term for flowers, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to look at my. I could translate it if I look at a device, but let's enjoy.
I fucking love that. Cheers on that. Fucking let's just not know. Let's fucking
Let's not know.
let's put our phones away. We don't need to fucking look at our phones to get an answer to everything. If we don't know it, we don't know.
We don't know.
That is
We'll
awesome.
look at it later. That's a good smell. I haven't even had a taste yet. Oh wow.
This is a really good Nihonshu.
Wow.
When it comes to food, I'm gonna say
What do you
this
think?
is
What do
just
you
like
think? What do you got?
okay. I'm gonna say this is just like the Desai. It's such a beautiful
Yeah.
like Nihonshu. Where I don't
Yeah.
really want to. You don't need to eat anything with it. You don't want to eat. This is something. This is like a drinking Nihonshu, right?
Wow.
Wow. This is up there with the Desai. I mean, this might be better than the Desai. I wonder what the price is.
Eh?
Wait,
It
this-
wasn't that expensive, bro. We no, it wasn't. It wasn't particularly pricey. We're not. My selection was really based on understanding, not on price.
This is a really nice. All right. Okay. Imagine somebody can't taste anything.
Mm.
Describe the taste of this Nihonshu.
Wow. Yeah, this one's surprising.
Wow. Yeah, dude. Wow. I think that's it. In one word, wow. Oh my gosh. I'm getting a lot of, it's like, not like grandma flower
No,
kind of
it's flower
spray,
for sure.
but it's like a pleasant flower. It's like walking through a flower garden in summer, you know?
Yeah, it's got a springy flower taste to
a
it.
spring taste. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this shit is so cool. Dude, all right, one more time.
Yuki no Bosha.
Yeah, but for all you feeders that are watching this on YouTube, here, check it out. If
Yeah,
you here, take a screenshot of this, all right? This is what you want. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's
Holy shit. This is like really impressive.
I know. And I think we paid less than, well, for sure we paid less than 2,000 yen for this bottle.
No, this bottle, I think,
It was like 1,500 yen.
yeah.
I know. That's pretty remarkable to have something that tastes that refined for like 1,500 yen.
Dude, Desai was double that price.
Yeah. No, it wasn't quite double, but nonetheless, to your point, yeah, I mean, this is really a good tasting Nihonshu right here.
I think this might be my new favorite Nihonshu.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah, you're right, dude. Fucking look at this. On the label, there's like snowflakes.
Yuki. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So there's snowflakes and stuff like that. It is Yuki. Wow. Oh gosh, we should probably chill it. Oh well, next time.
We did a little bit, but
Yeah. That's all right. Well, this room is kind of chill. It's hot outside. In Tokyo right now, it's like what, 85 degrees?
It's hotter than that, I think. The humidity makes it brutal.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm touching my window. Yeah,
It's
dude.
hotter
It's like
than
maybe
85.
90.
Yeah,
It's like I think it's 32 degrees
yeah, something like that.
centigrade.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, Matthew, man,
Yeah.
what you're doing here in Japan, I mean, the community that you're building, what you're doing for everybody here and for like all the people that are coming to Japan and just, it's just so beautiful, man. I have so much respect for people that do positive things.
Thank you.
And that build like beautiful communities where people can like make connections and develop friendships and learn stuff and just have a wonderful time and stuff. I think that's so very important, especially like right now in the world. There's like so many dark times, and so many dark things happening. For people like you that are doing something so positive, I think that's just so incredibly cool, man.
That's a part of it is like
It's awesome. It really is.
I really think that we're looking at a world that is increasingly hostile, and that doesn't mean that our community has to be hostile. And if in our communities we make a place for acceptance and safety and creativity and engagement, then we are making our world be a reflection of the place that we want it to be. And then here's the other part that I'll say. You said that, but And I appreciate what you're saying, and I appreciate the compliment. And I have to say, like, I remember it was like what 2 or 3 weeks, maybe last month, I don't know, sometime recently, and I was trying to organize something, and I remember I was like, man, I was deep in the middle of a lot of thoughts, and I was like, I was like, yo, you know who might have an answer or at least have some suggestion as to what I should do? Let me text Johnny and see what's up.
Uh-oh. Don't
real.
do that. Yeah.
No, but for
Yeah.
real, like in that moment, I was like, I thought about you. You really have done a lot too, and I really appreciate like your effort in putting like this podcast and putting like Tokyo Art Tank together, and like that you've created kind of a well of wisdom as well,
Well, I wouldn't call it a well of wisdom.
You might not think that, but I think you have done that, and like
Thank you.
and
I appreciate
it
that.
benefits a lot of people, and like for the same reason, like that's I think one of the reasons why we get along is that like there's a genuine desire to create the community that we believe is good, by being inclusive and having creativity being core to that value, a core value of that. And so yeah, man, yeah. So the other thing that I want to hype up. I have one other thing I want to hype up.
Hype up. Oh, gosh. Jeez Louise. Okay.
Okay, so coming up in next month in Kyoto, not here in
So
Tokyo.
for you, I thought you were gonna hype up me. I was like, oh
Oh.
my gosh. Oh no, for you, yeah, let's hype you up. Yeah. I thought you'd be like,
Oh.
and Johnny, I really like your hat or something. I didn't know what you were gonna say.
Well, you got an art tank coming up in November. I'll hype that up.
Remember, no, geez, I'm so stressed already. But no, I would love to hear Kyoto. I wait. No, we can say fucking now.
It's already too late. Yeah,
we already dropped the
cherry's been
F-bomb.
popped. Yes.
Pandora's box is open.
it's open. You know the thing about Pandora's box? You know the whole story of Pandora's box?
Yeah, it's in that painting right there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, look at that painting right
I
there.
have a Pandora's box painting.
Yeah.
But you know what was the last thing that slipped out of the box after all the monsters and horror and frightening things of the world?
I mean, look at the
come out?
painting. Hold on.
No, there's a
Institution.
yeah. that might have been in the box.
Well, that's in that.
That's a
painting.
different box. But the last thing that slips out of the box that Pandora hears is a whisper. And you know what the whisper says?
No, tell me, dude.
The word hope. So once you've let out all the horrors of the world, once all of these terrible things have happened, all that matters is that we still have hope at the end.
But if hope comes out of the box, you can't put it back in.
Doesn't matter, man. All the rest of the horrors are already out of the box too.
All right, dude. After all this nihonshu that we've been drinking, I can't think deeply like that.
All
Right now, I'm like,
all right.
oh wait.
I got a little philosophical there with you.
Yeah, dude, for real, dude. No, I'm like writing things down. I'm like, all right.
Take notes?
Yeah, I'm
You
not
taking
even
notes?
taking notes, man. I'm trying to like make like a spider web or something, like
Spiderweb.
Yeah,
Spiderweb graphs.
hope and
I know. I feel you.
piece everything together.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
Readers, we highly recommend. Actually, maybe we should do that. Maybe
what's that?
I should probably take a photo of every bottle of nihonshu and then
Yes.
say, before you watch this episode, you should drink this with us.
That's not a bad idea.
Now that's gonna be in a movie. Oh, all my ideas are gone today. All right. So, all right, Kyoto.
Kyoto. All right. So, okay. Next month in
We were
Kyoto.
supposed to talk about this at the beginning of the podcast.
Now it's become
now
into
it's all
the-
right.
all right.
It's good.
In Kyoto, so next month in Kyoto, in July in Kyoto, is a big gaming event called Bit Summit. And Bit Summit's
Nice.
one of the great gaming events in the world. And the reason I say that, not just because it's here in Japan, is because it's really focused on the game makers more than it's focused on the intellectual property, right? Because, there's all these great intellectual properties. Everybody loves
Yeah, Mario.
yeah, Star Wars and everything, right? Okay. But there's got to be creators that make that shit interesting.
Yep.
So the Kyoto Bit Summit event is really more about that part.
Cool.
Yeah. And what we're doing next month down in Kyoto is we are taking some of the creators that have really interesting and unique things, and we are doing on the night of the 17th, the afternoon into the evening,
Cool.
a presentation of 20 interesting games. And we want people to come and check it out and to get the opportunity to experience the vision of creators and to give them a moment to show off what they're doing and to connect with people that are interested in games. And so we're doing a special event for that down in Kyoto. And, it's some of the spill off of things that are happening from the Bit Summit. We're not officially tied to the Bit Summit event, but I'm very grateful for the people from that organization for helping us think about putting this into place. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And then afterwards, people are going to go down to Kamogawa, down in Kyoto, and have a good old time, because people late in the evenings hang out down by the river and do what we're doing right now, which is having a bit to drink.
Yo, what's up, Faders? Got Faded Japan has got a new sponsor. Our new sponsor is Gamuso Bar, located in Asagaya, Tokyo. If you're kicking it in Tokyo and you want to get your groove on, get your fade on, you better get your ass down to Gamuso. Gamuso is located in Asagaya. It's about 11 minutes from Shinjuku Station on the Chuo line. Gamuso has weekly bands, weekly performances. And hell, if you got your own event and you want to hold it at Gamuso, we'd love to host you. So contact Gamuso at www.gamuso.com. That's www.gamuso.com. That's right, Gamuso has not only beers in the bottle, but beers on tap. We've got every drink you want, so come on down to Gamuso. Gamuso, and if I'm working, tip me.
Have your attention, please. Attention.
Hey, yo, what's up, Vaders? Johnny here. You know I love booze and news, but I also love art. So come on down to thespiltink.com and check my art out. I've got tons of stuff there for you to check out. I've got paintings, I got prints, I got videos, and I tell you what, if you like a painting, I can probably sell it to you. And I tell you what, if I can't sell you that painting, I will definitely sell you a print. I've got prints of all my work. Prints are about 2,000 yen each, about $20, but if you buy two, you get the third one for free. So come on down to thespiltink.com. Yo, and on top of that, I'm looking for commissioned work. So if there's something that you want me to do, I can make it for you. Just check out my stuff and see if you like my style. And if you like my style, I can definitely paint you anything on canvas, paper, whatever. I've done it all. So come on down to thespiltink.com. That is THESPILTINK.com. Thespiltink.com. Proper.
Mitsuya Liquors. Yo, what's up, faders? If you're in Asia, if you're in Japan, if you're in Tokyo, if you're in Asagaya, you better get down to Mitsuya Liquors. That's right, for the most affordable prices in Japan, you can get over 300 different kinds of beer. That's right, over 300 different kinds of beer. And of course, they got all the shochu you need, all the sake you need, and of course, they got wine from California to Italy to France to New Zealand. They got it all. When I say they got it all, they really, seriously got it all. There's no joke about that. So get down to Mitsuya Liquors. And if you go in there and you say, Got Faded Japan, you will be more than welcome to go into their back room and drink those beers that you just purchased. That's right, Got Faded Japan at Mitsuya Liquors. And 3 times a week, they have a sushi chef there. So get your sushi on, get your drink on, get your fade on, and come on down to Mitsuya Liquors, located comfortably in Asagaya, about 5-minute walk from the station.
In Tokyo and craving soul food? We've got just the place for you. Soul Food House in Azabu Juban. Check out what we do at soulfoodhouse.com. Come by and taste the love. We look forward to feeding you.
Are you in Harajuku with some out-of-town friends or your family or significant others? Yeah! Do you want to chill and drink beer and eat sandwiches while your friends overpay for glitter unicorn socks? Yeah!
And the flavor's gonna make you complete at Harry's Sandwich Company.
So come on down to Harry's Sandwich Company in the heart of Harajuku, right off Takeshita Street. See you there!
Faders, I want to say thank you very much for tuning into this very special episode of Got Faded Japan.
I'm so glad to be here, bro.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you very much, Matthew, for being on the show. Dude, one more time, I want you to plug everything that you have.
Okay.
So, I'm going to be in the show notes below, but just please tell everybody that's like, they're driving their car like, what has he got? You know?
All right. So my name is Mathew Moss, right? I am the chair and one of the co-founders of Tokyo Game Bridge. You can find us at tokyogamebridge.org because we're an organization.
That's right.
And let's see, once you get there, I mean, we got Instagram, but come and join our Discord if you want to be a part because our community is bumping. And I am a designer and a consultant and a creative director is really what my job position is. And come to the C2 Tokyo Game Bridge Kyoto event, come to Bit Summit, and after late at night, we'll be down at Kamogawa. Come hang out at the river. There'll be fun things happening. And we're going to make a tiki bar happen too.
Dude, I'm really thinking about that. Like, maybe not a bar, but a tiki night.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Tiki night, yeah.
Oh my God, with games and shit?
Yep.
That'd be so fucking dope. Faders, thank you very much for tuning into this very special episode of Got Faded Japan. Wow, did we get faded this time. Before we close the show, I just really want to show these bottles of beautiful Nihonshu side by side. If I can I do this? I don't know. Maybe I can. Okay. So here we go. These are the bottles of Nihonshu that we reviewed, and they are absolutely spectacular. Pick up any of these bottles of Nihonshu. And faders, once again, thank you so much for fading with us tonight. And if we got too wasted, if we got too faded, hey man, it's Got Faded Japan. You know what you're in for. Yeah, ho! And so thank you so much, and we look forward to fading with you again in the future. All right, and once again, support everything that Mathew is doing. Go down to the show notes, click on those links, check it out. If you're coming to Japan, come to one of his events, and support. You're back. Holy smokes.
Yo, thank you. The sense of urgency is a little bit less intensive at the moment. Thank you so much.
All right, so we got another hour? No.
Yeah, I got now that
I'm gonna drink, man. I'm gonna just chill. All right, faders, thank you so much. Dude,
Johnny,
punch it. Love you, brother, man.
Yo, I'm so glad. I'm happy for you, man.
My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till mom finds out, buddy.
I've got a government job to abuse and a lonely wife to fuck.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Oh, the pressure! I can't take it! I can't take it! I can't stand to it!
You sure excuse me?
We're going freaking! We came, we saw, we kicked his ass!
Your move, creep.
Man, I will never forgive your ass for this shit. This is some fucked up repugnant shit.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.